After the high-profile debut of his Ferrari, take a look at Fano Lewis Hamilton's cross again. To movement with the team at Barcelona's Formula One track, this week is greater low-key and critical. However, Ferrari have leaked their plans, and it is steady to mention they will be going all out to get Hamilton on top of factors and prepared to combat for race wins while the primary race arrives in more than 1 week. So far from the media and spectators, Hamilton and teammate Charles Leclerc's checks over the following 7 days are imagined to kickstart arrangements for the 2025 season. There might be no posing for photos or theatrics, just like the ones seen at Fano, while Hamilton visited the Tusi and Liar Dun Donuts. Instead, there are described schedules in location, even though the final run plan and which purpose stress runs while are but fairly changeable. At the moment this week, Hamilton's awareness is on turning into more acquainted with the automobile, the group, his engineers, and the numerous tactics they have got. Even already incorporated the first improvements to his car to make him extra relaxed because of this. Ferrari will give interest to 2 vital factors as Lewis Hamilton returns to movement in Barcelona to keep his integration into the Italian squad. The 7-time Formula One champion made his Toon debut for the Scuderia at Fano, final week in advance, then beginning an extended extra extremely good timetable in Spain. This week commenced out. On Tuesday, Ferrari are wearing out 3 days of private, trying out at the Barcelona circuit the use of a modified SF23 vehicle that Hamilton will percentage with teammate Charles Leclerc. Hamilton covered much less than 100 km in his first Fiorano check, but the Briton may also have more flexibility in his second. The FIA guidelines applied underneath the finding out. Preceding vehicles, TPC guidelines, restriction, the walking time to 4 days, in keeping with the usage of stress with a most mileage of 1.010 mil constant, with cause pressure, Hamilton utilized ultimately and ran 89 km in Fiorano at the identical time, as Leclerc ran as a good deal, as 42 km Ferrari will artwork for Barcelona, under new technical director Loic Sarra, who took over from Enrio Card at the stop of Ultimate Wire. The 2 motive pressures artwork will attention on 2 unique factors. Tire put on, which has been the auto's Achilles heel in modern-day years, and starts Sarra has large knowledge of tire behavior. Therefore, the journey to Barcelona need to be quite treasured in knowledge. Tyre's techniques, which also may be outstanding for the 2025 vehicle, irrespective of the fact that the test tires will no longer be just like the race tires, which is probably predicted to be much less sensitive to overheating the group goals. To make improvement in this region, Ferrari can be successful to analyze with every drivers how tire behavior may additionally alternate, counting on preparation lap strategies, temperature, and pressures, after which verify their conduct inside the path of a stint to degree in which the second popularity of the take a look at could be on Star begins due to the fact the organization believes there may be still area for improvement. In each the C's launch method, and preferred acceleration from a standstill. Electronics professionals maintain to enhance start techniques. The preserve near ought to be operated by hand through the motive stress. However, how energy is added to avoid loss of grip may be the result of ideal energy transport from the combustion engine and the combined movement of the hybrid device, which handiest turns on above 100 km/h. The Scuderia is therefore prepared to tremendous song manui. That would make all the difference in a season, wherein the red automobile hopes to compete for every World Championships. Weather situations in Spain can be appreciably better than at Fano, allowing Hamilton to familiarize himself with the car, at the same time as looking ahead to the SF25's debut on February 19th. But it genuinely is not all, as Hamilton may be capable to check energy. The primary adjustments made to the car on his name, for as Ferrari has resolved Lewis Hamilton's pedal problems in time for the institution 2DF1 2025 preseason check. Hamilton completed his maiden take a look at, as a Ferrari riding pressure, final week at the organization's Fiorano test circuit, over a 12 months after his departure from Mercedes. Modified into decided, the seven-time international champion finished 30 laps in moist conditions, driving the SF23. An amazing way to be raced in competition, with the aid of method of new teammate Charles Lear and predecessor Carlos SS in 2023. Constant with trackside evaluations, Hamilton struggled with the automobile's pedals, ultimately take a look at trying quite some tweaks. However, not finding a snug answer as a result. The 40-year-old made some errors at Fiorano, which incorporates locking up and walking large at the number 1 nook, and the hairpin Ferraris. Preseason arrangements have shifted to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, home of F1's Spanish Grand Prix, in which the crew is slated to conduct a 3-day take. A look at beginning nowadays. January the 28th. The crew's first-rate Twitter account posted a video of Tyre exiting the storage in Barcelona on Tuesday morning. With calm weather anticipated sooner or later of the test, Hamilton's pedal troubles were constant in time for his second time out, as a Ferrari purpose pressure, consistent with Italian journal Car Racer. The intended modifications required Sevra paintings from Ferrari's engineers, a number of the Fiorano in Barcelona. Trying out, it is stated that Hamilton's steerage wheel can be Ferrari's next target to help their new signing adjust after the use of Lear's guidance wheel as a baseline in Fano. Hamilton is probable to trying to find extra modifications just so a customized steering wheel can be created for his particular requirements, as teammates regularly have. Numerous alternatives for button and switch locations within the intervening time, an exceptional tale from the Italian version of motorsport. Com claims that Ferrari's number 1 attention in Barcelona this week may be tire placed on and race begins. Off-evolved, as previously stated, new Ferrari technical boss, Loic Serra, who worked carefully with Hamilton at Mercedes until very last 12 months, is idea to pay interest on vehicle dynamics, together with his know-how of suspension components, which includes torsion bars and Marvel absorbers, predicted to gain the Scuderia. It is concept that Serra, who is directing development of Ferrari's 2025 car codenamed Challenge 677, has been very warmly greeted with the aid of the usage of the triumphing personnel at Maranello, along collectively with his excellent know-how of the tires, predicted to be visible for the number 1 time in Barcelona. Ferrari is predicted to pay particular hobby to how the tires behave, relying on the charge of the guidance lap, similarly to the temperatures and tire pressures in use, and the way the conduct evolves over the direction of a stint. In line with opinions from earlier this month, Ferrari turned into most of the groups that labored carefully with PLLI at the appearance of the 2025 tires, which may be predicted to be lots much less liable to overheating and capable of longer race stints than the 2024 rubber in step with the supply Ferrari is likewise running on. Improving race begins off-evolved both in terms of grab cutoff issue and traditional acceleration from a status start. Ferrari's electronics organization is notion to be honing their starting technique with power delivery for the duration of release being a superb focus. Hamilton become observed doing a little race starts off evolved at some point of his visit to Fiorano. Very last week, Ferrari is anticipated to stay in Barcelona for a 2-day Pelli tire. Take a look at next week, giving Hamilton a rare possibility to try the institution's 2024 vehicle under F1 policies. Handiest automobiles older than 2 years may be finished for TPC, sorting out of preceding car tests, stopping companies from gaining data that might be valuable all through the present day season. But Hamilton and Tyre might be able to energy a mule automobile, which is basically a notably changed model of final 12 months' SF24 chassis to help PLI build the today's tires. For 2026, the U version of the SF24 will try to recreate the downstrain and primary normal performance tiers of the next generation automobiles for 2026 at the identical time as F1 will undertake 50% electrification, completely sustainable fuels, and active aerodynamics. The query but is, if those varieties of adjustments can be enough to create a championship-worthy vehicle, or are McLaren, though, going to be the front-runners in 2025, what do you placed? And could those varieties of tests assist Hamilton discover his footing in the Ferrari garage? Allow me comprehend your mind within the remarks down under.